This is the Autobiography of Benjamin Franklin, published by the Easton Press in 2004. This book is bound in this lovely dark brown chocolate-colored cowhide leather, which has a nice grain, and is coated in this glossy finish, which is why it's so reflective, so it does feel very smooth in the hands. On the front cover here, we have this gold embossed design, which I quite like. I also like how they didn't frame the edge of the cover, so it has a bit of a distinct look from other Easton Press books. Pretty nice. The spine has a similar design. We have the title, Autobiography of Benjamin Franklin, with these designs that are similar to the one on the front cover, shrunk down to fit on the spine. And of course, at the bottom, the Easton Press logo right here. There's also these fake spine hubs, which are very subtle. You can barely see them from the side, and they give the book a little more depth. The back cover obviously has the exact same design as the front cover. The page edges are gilded, and it's quite a nice job. As Easton Press mostly does. Pretty standard gilt though. Looks pretty nice. And of course there are little purple and yellow headbands tucked back underneath that leather. Moving to the inside of the book, we have these copper-colored silk moire end papers, which are pretty common in Easton Press books, this color. You see the copper quite a lot. And a very similar sort of gold copper colored bookmarker, also silk, which matches the end papers quite nicely. We have these overhead illustrations of different towns. This one is of Boston. And these were from the original Heritage Press edition, and they were originally the end papers, but of course Easton Press only does silk moire end papers, so these illustrations were moved into the flyleaves instead. We have New York, Philadelphia, and the London Bridge. Here is the title page, and of course the frontispiece is a portrait of Benjamin Franklin himself. It says, now printed from the manuscript as Franklin wrote it, and including his preliminary outline with an introduction by Carl Van Doren. This is copied from the Heritage Press edition from 1951, as most Easton Press editions are. And the paper of this book is acid-free, so this is nice white, very crispy looking, and it definitely won't yellow. Sorry about that. And it definitely won't yellow at all over time. We have a publisher's preface at the beginning here. An introduction. A description of the manuscript. The preliminary outline. And finally, the beginning of the actual book. There are these nice little sketch illustrations throughout the book. They're usually to depict different scenes or portraits of people that Benjamin Franklin mentions. Here's a portrait of Governor Sir William Keith, Governor William Burnett, the harbor of Newport in Rhode Island, and these are all throughout the book, so I'm not going to spend too long on any single one, but they do provide a lot of flavor to their book. Here's another one. I'm not too sure what this graph is. But I am surprised that there are so many of these little sketch illustrations throughout the book because nonfiction usually doesn't have too many, if any at all. So it's a nice surprise. As you can see, I've been skipping over most of them, but they are absolutely packed into this book. And at the end, there are quite a lot of different portraits of people. General William Shirley, Lord Granville, and more that I skipped over. And there is the final little illustration put into the book. And at the back of the book, obviously the same end papers as at the front of the book. That's all for this book. It is pretty well made. It's a nice edition with some good content as well. Well made overall, there's no issues with it, and this is very cheap, so you can definitely find it online for quite a bargain, around $15 to $20 on eBay perhaps. So if you're a fan of this book, I would definitely recommend picking it up. That's all, and thank you very much.